Alright, welcome back to Shaving with Fuzzy. I'm Fuzzy. How y'all on a Thursday morning? Fairly early. It's before 7 o'clock in the morning. Been up since like 4:30. It's my short week. I've been off the last 3 days. So I think I mentioned they cut back a bunch of hours at work. And while I'm still getting my 40 week, it's just not the overtime that I used to work. I was working a lot of overtime. So I didn't usually get 3 days in a row off. So it seemed like a month when I get 3 days in a row off, because I get off at 6 o'clock Monday morning. I don't got to go back to 2 o'clock Thursday afternoon. And then it's just for a couple of days and the weekends off if nothing changes. But anyway, got some good coffee going. I broke out my French press yesterday. Been making some coffee in it. Got a really, really nice dark roast with chicory. And it's nice. It's also gotten cooler here. It's down in the 40s this morning. And feels really good when I went out and walked the doggies, Miss Luna and Mr. Hash Brown. Got their walk this morning. But anyway, we're going to go ahead. I haven't shaved in a couple of days, so we got a pretty good little growth here. And we're going to go ahead, and it's Thursday, so let's do a Tabac Thursday. We're going to use the shave stick. Fuzzy is actually a fan of shave sticks. I like shave sticks. If it came right down to it, I'd be happy just using shave sticks. I'd be happy just using cakes of soap or whatever. I mean, you know, what's the one thing you take to a desert island? An effing boat would be the best answer to that. I've noticed nobody ever answers that way. Talking about, well, what's the one thing you're going to take on your desert island if you shipwreck? And I'm thinking, yeah, boat would be the way to go. All right, so I was looking around for a razor. Luna, it's okay. I guess she thinks someone's going to invade the castle. It means somebody's walking outside the apartment across the courtyard, probably. So anyway, I was digging around and I said, Treet. Yes, Treet razor. And got a brand new Treet blade in it. But the Treets are neat. They have a guard there that's like the clog proof. And it's just good stuff. Hold that thought 1 second for me. Hey, it's neighbors. It's okay. Don't wake up the ones that are still sleeping. I don't need them complaining. All right, my little guard dog, my little shaggy Miss Luna, who don't listen. Hold on. Hey, hush, hush, hush. Nobody's invading the castle. Don't wake the neighbors up. All right, back again. Don't want to. My neighbors are pretty cool. I don't think she barks that much anyway. And surprisingly enough, for old apartments, these places are decently insulated. So anyway, my neighbor over here is deaf anyway. Young lady over here has never complained at all. And my neighbor upstairs, I doubt he can even hear anything, but he hasn't complained either. So we're going to go good. We're going to finish up with skin bracer today because I got that old feeling going on. So that's what we're going to use. And we're going to use this here little brush, because I sometimes like using this here little brush. It's a Brad Sears. Nice little, badger there. Also, it's gotten kind of cool. We're going to break out the brush scuttle that my sister got me. Y'all remember my brush scuttle? It's a two-piece affair. You put hot water in the bottom, and it heats up the top vessel. And when you get your lather going, you put your brush back in, and it stays warm for your next pass. Now, we're going to cheat today. Normally, we do 2 lather passes, and then we do a witch hazel pass. But since I'm using the brush scuttle and I want to get a little use out of it, we're going to do all 3 passes with lather. And, I checked the Calvin ball rules and everything's okay with that. We can go. So anyway, that's what we're going to do this morning. So we got through Thanksgiving. We're headed for Christmas. And I'm kind of hot by humbug about holidays in general and Christmas in particular. And all the old stuff that old cranky guys say about Christmas, I could say it wouldn't do a bit of good, so I'm not going to go into it. But it's just not a thing. But I've got a few people I need to buy a few things for. But for the most part, I give a little money out to a few people. And I avoid the office stuff. If there's any kind of a office Christmas party, which we normally don't do. And I stay out of it. It's just not my thing. But that's where we're headed. And the way it goes sometimes. All right, got us some soap on. And we'll get us a brush. Now remember, we're going to do this the same way we do when we do in any other ladder. We're going to start with a damp brush. You don't need it dripping wet. You just want to start with a damp brush and start building you a paste. And from that paste, your lather will come forth. It's really not complicated. Ooh, love the smell of that tobacco in the morning. Now, tobacco is one of those things, as we always say, that's either love it or hate it. And I've never heard anybody complain about the performance because it's an exceptional, bucket of German goodness. But the scent can be off-putting to some people. I don't think it's off-putting. I like it. But then again, I'm chosen by the big, so I like that. But anyway, we're going to get us some lather going here. Have a little bit of water slinging out. Don't need a whole lot of water at one time. Some soaps need more water than others, but that's the neat thing about face lather. People holler, oh, when you face lather, you can't really adjust things like you can in the bowl. And I don't like this and I don't like that. It's like, well, okay. But you can adjust just as much on the face as you can anywhere. And I think the fact that you're, you people that like a bunch of prep, I think this would help with your prep when you're rubbing into the whiskers and softening things up and whatnot. Now, I'm not a real big prep person. One time I was. I thought prep was a really big deal at one time. But I don't think so anymore. All right. Remember, we're not icing a cake. We don't need buttercream. So we're going to put the brush right there back in our nice warm brush scuttle. Got a brand new Treet blade and a Treet razor. And it's got the handle like the heavy handled Junior, except it's a solid handle. It doesn't have a hole in the bottom of it. I've always liked this razor. And especially with a good blade. Now, does it really matter a whole lot, the difference in the safety bar from the closed comb of the Jim Junior to the clog-proof style bar here? Not really. I mean, I don't see a whole lot of different feel about it. I don't see where it clogs less or it clogs more or it's easier this or it's easier that. It's just something different. It still shaves like a 1912 model, which is a good thing. Hey, we do this because we like older stuff. So speaking of older stuff, I realized the other day that, I've said this before, my apartment's cluttered. And the bigger reason it's cluttered is because I hold on to things. I don't get rid of things a lot. The other day it got down in the 30s. And I grabbed my heavy coat. Now the truth of the matter is, it wasn't really cold enough for that coat. I've got a coat that I've had over 30 years now. It's a Gore-Tex and Goose Down parka. It's nice, big, and I was a bigger old boy at one time, and this coat was from when I was bigger, so it's definitely oversized now. But it is really, really, really warm. So I got to thinking, I've had that coat over 30 years. I've duck hunted in that coat, I've deer hunted in that coat, I've hunted squirrels, I've fished. And everything else in that coat. I've worked 4 states in that coat. And maybe 5. I've lived in that many states. But, all right, so here's the deal. I'm going to stop that story because as you notice, I ran out of soap for some reason. And I blame it on the brush. But it's not hard to go back and get a little more soap in the brush. Could have something to do with going into the warm brush scuttle. But anyway, whatever the reason, all you got to do is go back on top of the soap and pick you up a little bit more. Not a big deal. People will use that to show the inconvenience of a shave stick, but that's okay. But anyway, so that coat is just an example of how I hold on to things. I told somebody the other day that I had clothes older than them. And speaking of which, how you doing, Bryce? He's a buddy of mine, a partner, headed to work. Should be at work by now. But I was telling him the other day that I had clothes older than him. Agent Double O Devin, I tell him the same thing. I was wearing a shirt the other day that I bought when I lived in Tucson, Arizona, and I moved out of Tucson in 2002. Well, that shirt's not as old as this coat, but it's still got some age to it. But anyway, I tend to hold on to stuff. I like older stuff. What has that got to do with the price of beans in Boston? Not a thing. Not a thing at all. But check out right here how nice a job this old Treet's done. How you like it? We could quit right there and have a very nice shave. But we're going to get one more out of here because it's still nice and warm. I always love warm lather. Now, it's not like it's cold up in the apartment here. I'm going to thin this out a little bit, as a matter of fact. So it's weird. I don't know. I thought I had plenty of soap to start. Apparently, I didn't put enough on to start with. These things happen. Oh, and Shave Maharaji, if you're watching today, sir, how you doing? Hope everything's good over there. You'll be happy to know that my brother is now the proud owner of a Mahindra tractor. So I saw the other day, I didn't realize that Mahindra, I knew the tractors, I've seen them, but I didn't realize they actually make cars. Specifically, I saw a really nice looking SUV. But anyway, my brother has a place with some little land on it and stuff, and he got him a Mahindra for his yard, and probably gonna raise a garden. He's quite the gardener. I think I raised a decent garden when I used to raise one, but my brother is better at it than I am. Kind of miss that. I live in an apartment. I don't have grass to mow. I don't have a place to put a garden. I'm just kind of here. But they've been here a while. I have now lived the longest here. And I have lived, well, in Baton Rouge. Now, I've moved apartments one time, because if you remember, I had to move across the street when they remodeled over there. But anyway, I've been in Baton Rouge for the longest I've been in one place in my life. Anyway, there you go. Look at that shave. Man, that's nice. I'm not too worried about the collar because this shirt's fixed to go in the dirty clothes anyway. This shirt is another prime example. I've had this thing 15 years anyway. Oh, it's got to be longer than that. Because I had it, no, definitely longer than that. This thing's almost 20 years old. It did start showing its age though. It had some holes in the shoulder I had to sew up yesterday. So it is no longer anywhere near a dress shirt. It is definitely a fish hunt shirt now. Work on the vehicles or whatever. That's okay too. All right, get a little bit of the good old smelling skin bracer. If you're going for the old smell, yeah, that'll do it. Right there. Well, I hope you're all doing good heading into Christmas. Hope things aren't stressing you out too much. Don't let things stress you out. And, you know, the stuff you can change, you can fix. So there's no need to stress over that. Well, most of the time you can. And the stuff you can't change, there's no need to stress over that because there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Why stress about it? Just keep on keeping on. One foot in front of the other. That's fuzzies. Dr. Feel good for today. By golly. Get this old brush rinsed out. We're going to clean up our old brush scuttle. But there you go. So 3 rounds of nice warm lather. Compliments of the brush scuttle. Dirty Bird Pottery. I'd mentioned I wanted one, how much I liked it. If folks don't remember, my sister got me one. Good old gal, I'm telling you. About to finish up out there coffee. Then it's going to be time to probably grab an... Oh wait, I got clothes in the washing machine. I got to call and cuss at them people here for long. The washing machines in this complex, they switched them over to where you can't put quarters in. You got to put a card in, and when the card readers go down and stuff, whatever that system they use, they don't work. And they ain't worked for a couple of weeks. And I, talked to people, and I did the online thing and all this stuff. Now it's going to be time to find somebody to cuss at. I got to dodge traffic and go across the street to the buildings across the street, part of the same complex, just different building, and do laundry. So I got clean clothes for work, and I ain't real happy with that. All right, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, how you doing, Miss Susie? Hope everything's going good with you. Dave in Kentucky, I hope you're still Kentuckian. Right along. And we'll see y'all. Remember, tost3.com. Toast 3. Really quiet over there these days, but there's a lot of knowledge if you want to go over and read on double edge or injector razors. That's all we do. All we do. All right, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, happy shaves to you.